I'm Jessie, and you're listening to Music is Power podcast. The song we're going to do is it's a song I've had for ages, but it's kind of it's always evolving, It's not actually on my album. I'm hoping to put it on the next album. It's called My World is Cold.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, Music is Power podcast will play the album that will be on your next album. Exclusively.
Exclusive, yeah. Oh, this is Sigala, and this is called My World is Cold. Yeah. I know I said I was big enough and ugly enough to buy my own. Take good care of me. When I forget you, my heart cries out, baby, all through the night. When I forget you. My world is cold. My world is cold, yeah. Oh, yeah. My world is cold, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I know I said I was big enough and ugly enough to buy my own. Take good care of me. When I forget you, I can see the tears, yeah, they fall. My tears they fall. When I forget you, yeah. My world is cold, my world is so cold. When I forget you. My world is cold and time is passing my life away. This ain't no game and all I know is countless wars and masses of war. A wave of time slips through my hand and I return to a land of story untold. When I forget you, yeah, my world is cold. My world is cold. My world is so cold. My world is cold. This ain't no ordinary love. My world is cold. This ain't no ordinary man. This ain't no ordinary man. Woman love. This ain't no ordinary love. My world is cold. This ain't no ordinary man. This ain't no ordinary man. Woman love. My world is cold and time is passing my life away. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, and I forget you. My world is cold. This ain't no ordinary love. This ain't no ordinary love, no.
Wow, that was pretty great, pretty good. Amazing. Joining me here today in Music is Power podcast is Jessie from UK, from London. Hello there.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
And my first question for you is, can you tell me how everything began with you and how you started to recording music and just playing it and everything?
I started piano first of all when I was a kid, and I did like classical piano training, and then I kind of just got really into it, and then I went, I studied at school music, and then afterwards I went on and did performing arts at college, which was music and drama, and then after that at the end of that course I started playing guitar and writing songs, and then after a year I went to university and did commercial music.
Wow. So your father and mother are musicians, or you're just
yeah, my dad is actually, yeah, my dad writes music, and he had a little kind of home studio at home, and he played guitar, and I suppose I always kind of had access to a lot of music, around me, and then I just kind of started picking up piano, and they luckily they encouraged me, and then I was lucky to have a really good teacher as well.
And
that was inspiring.
And you're basically playing with your name. I mean, with your real name. You don't have some names or something like that.
Well, I use the name Jessie Grace, but my real name is Jessica Grace Perkins.
Okay, so
yeah, so I've just kind of shortened my name for music.
I mean, you didn't make up something. I mean, like, some not real name, but you're playing with your real name.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I see that you're actually, I think you're doing your not demo, but your debut album.
Yeah.
Right now you're recording it?
Yeah. Nearly finished, hopefully. It should be finished by December.
By December. And do you know how many songs will be in the album?
I think it's going to be 10 or 11. I might put a few kind of extra little things on there.
Can you tell more about it as well?
Yeah, I'm doing it with somebody called Dave Draper, who's engineer producer, and I'm doing it independently. And I've kind of got songs queuing up. I'm kind of at the moment I'm writing for my next album, and kind of waiting to record these songs. I just do it a few days a month, or whenever the guy's free, basically, to come over and do the recording with me.
Oh, okay. So you're producing a lot.
Yeah.
Writing your next songs.
Yeah.
And do you have a label or something like that?
I have somebody who might be helping me. Yeah, when I'm not actually signed to a label, but I've got a few things kind of in the pipelines, and I've got somebody, a company called Enable Music, which is like helping independent artists who will be hopefully putting it out. Basically, they've got like distribution and stuff, so it should be available. It's not kind of like really finalized yet, but it's all good.
Hope that everything is fine with everything is good with it.
Yeah.
And you have wrote in your MySpace profile that you are a new, I don't know how to say this, new jazz.
Oh, new jazz, yeah.
Can you say more about it? Because actually, I if I have to be honest, I don't know pretty much about it.
Well, I find that it's always hard with categories to put yourself into them, because it's kind of limited, and also as an artist I suppose you're always evolving a little bit, and it depends on who you're working with what you're going to come up with. But I didn't really see many categories that I thought that I fitted into when I set up my MySpace. But I think that the further I go down the line with this album, it is more, it's a real mixture. I mean, it is pop, but it's also got it's got jazz in it, and it's got blues, and it's kind of a mixture of things.
I see. And usually, Music Spa podcast is not playing that kind of music. I mean, indie music actually is playing, and your music is pretty good actually, and your guitar and your voice is very good.
Thank
And
you.
thank you as well for introducing the songs to Music Spa podcast. And just wanted to ask you to tell me more about the song "Beautiful," as Music Spa podcast is about to play this song in the podcast.
Okay. Yeah. This is the only song on my album that's actually co-written. And my friend, I used to be in another band, and the guitarist from that band wrote the guitar part, and I sang over it. And that's actually a song that I wrote quite a long time ago. I think 2003. So yeah. But it's a really lovely guitar part, and it's quite it's a spiritual song.
And you write the lyrics and the music for all your songs, right?
Yeah, I mean that one is the only one that's co-written. The rest of them are all written by me.
And you have sorry.
Yeah.
And you have and you have some poems. I don't know. You have some poems in your MySpace blog as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're quite old, those, and one of them. I don't know whether you listened to the song "Ugly False Charms," but one of them was kind of like the beginning of that song. That makes sense. Sometimes I'll just write like words, and then they won't actually be a song to start with. Then I'll reference back to them and kind of make them into a song.
I see, and I see that you have a shows with White Room as well in 24 September.
Yeah, in London. Yeah.
Do you have a lot of shows?
I kind of like I've got 4 coming up, and then I just kind of do them when they come through. I kind of focus my energy on London or Oxford. I've got one in Oxford coming up that's with a magazine there, which is Oxford Music Scene magazine. It's their launch night. I've been on Oxford Introducing a couple of times, which is the radio station. BBC Oxford Introducing, which is good.
Which is pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. So I think that guy, the guy from the BBC, is going to come down to that gig that I'm doing in Oxford as well. Yeah, so I'm just like really independent basically at the moment, just doing it all myself. And then I hooked up with White Room via the internet and just had a mutual kind of appreciation for each other. And hopefully I'm going to be doing some work with them as well.
So you basically know White Room from internet.
Yeah, and then they came over, and now they're staying with me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, and I've asked them to produce a couple of my songs for me.
So, do you think that White Room will play in your next album? Or?
Yeah, I do, and I've already asked Eddie to play guitar on some of my songs that I haven't recorded yet for my debut album.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, and I see that in your infos is in your MySpace. Actually, I just wanted to ask you, your MySpace page is your official page. I mean, do you have some other page as well?
I've got a little page on a site called noisehead.com, which has got older material on, which are kind of like demos or B-sides, I suppose, which are on there, which isn't material that's going on this album. It's stuff that I did like a couple of years ago. And then I've also got, like, on Facebook, I've got a page on there, but I haven't got my own website at the moment yet.
Do you consider some of those sites your official website? Or?
I mainly use MySpace, to be honest, and then I put links onto my page to like Facebook, whatever. I use Facebook to I've got a group on Facebook where I will do events for my gigs whenever I'm playing.
I see. And I see your infos is actually a quite good, quite good bands I see there. And you know Prodigy and Red Hot Chili Peppers and Rolling Stones and Jimi Hendrix and everything. And
Yeah.
you're actually listening to all of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I generally, I mean, I don't buy a lot of music, to be honest. I'm really bad at that. Unless I really, really love somebody, I won't. But and then I will go and buy their album. Like I bought Raconteur's new album because I love those guys, Jack White, and you know his band. And but I might buy Cage the Elephant's new album. Do you know them?
The Elephants?
Cage the Elephant.
No, I don't know them. Actually.
Oh, they're really good. Look them up. They're American.
I will definitely check them out.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean I've got like quite a big quite a range of music that I listen to, you know. But I like quite a lot of old stuff as well. Like I've got the old blues stuff. You know.
Yeah, that's you're listening to really good music there. And what about this banner there, Love Music and Hate Racism?
Oh yeah, I've done a couple of gigs and like photo shoots with them to support like Love Music, Hate Racism, and I do like Oxjam gigs as well, which is like for Oxfam in London, which is like you know, for charity. They do a lot of work around the world to help end poverty, and I've done a Bollocks to Poverty gig as well. I'm quite into that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it works well because they kind of will help you get exposure, and then by doing that, then they get good bands coming through, you know. So it works well for both people, which is good.
It's pretty good. And actually, I see you don't have something like a biography or something like that on your site.
Well, I've got a tiny little thing there, but I really don't like all that. You know, when you put loads of like fancy stuff, basically going, "Oh yeah, I'm really good," and I don't really like that. I just, you know, prefer to do something a bit. I suppose if I become, you know, a bit more popular and a bit more known, then I'll probably have to do that at some point. I've just got something quite small on there at the moment, just about growing where I grew up and, you know, had a lot of music in my house, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And I just wanted to, can you just tell to audience if they're in London and if they want to go and see you, where next shows will be?
I'm doing a show on the 21st of September, which is Sunday, which is a songwriters night at the sorry, that's my mobile.
No problem.
Which is, where is it? It's called the Dignity Pub. It's in Finchley in London, which is N3. But if they and then the next one after that, I'm playing with White Room at the Rock Garden in Covent Garden. Then I'm playing in Oxford on the 1st, but the venue isn't confirmed. And then on the 15th of October at the Jericho in Oxford.
So if people just want to check your shows and your music, go to your MySpace profile, right?
Yeah, or they can search me on Facebook, and I've got like information on there as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And maybe my last question for you is, can you tell me a fun story involving a concert of you?
A concert?
Yeah.
Well, when I was in my other band, I had a really nightmare. It's not really funny though. It's like I used to play bass in another band, and I left my bass on stage, and the other band detuned my bass. So when I went back on stage to do my second set, my bass was completely out of tune, and then I had to like learn quickly the songs like 2 frets up, and it was a real nightmare. It's like awful. So that's the kind of crazy stuff that goes on stage. You know, just like, you know, you can't hear yourself and that kind of stuff, and then somebody messes with your instruments.
Yeah, so just never leave your instruments on the stage.
No, exactly. Or watch it, you know, watch the other bands, because, you know, they'll get you. People like really crazy, you know, like competitional and stuff. Yeah. I like it when people like spread love and they're like really friendly. sometimes you go to shows and people are like really, they don't talk to you or stuff like that, and it's like really weird.
Okay, and sorry?
All's fair in music, and I think that's my attitude anyway.
And before we finished with the interview, I just wanted to ask you if there is something you wanted to say and I didn't, and you didn't have the opportunity to say it.
Wow.
If there is anything, I don't know.
Oh well, I just like to say thank you for having me on the podcast, and I hope that everybody who listens to it comes and checks me out and checks White Room out, and comes to a show if they're around. Should be really good. And hopefully I can have some more material soon for you to listen to.
Great,
actually very soon, not like maybe next week or something, because I've just got a few like little bits to do on a couple of songs, and then I can, like people like yourself and the guy at the BBC, I can send them out. You can play them.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So okay. Exclusive.
Okay, thank you very much for the interview.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I just is Eddie there next to you as well?
He's not right next to me, but I can go and get him.
Yeah, if it's not a problem.
It's not a problem. He's downstairs.
Okay.
So hang on 1 second.
Sure.
Dimitar, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Enjoying the British culture.
The British culture.
Yes, sir.
You stay there for a long time.
Yeah, we're gonna be here for a few months actually. We got here August 21st, and we're gonna stay here at least until the end of 2008. If opportunities arise, then we'll stick around a bit longer. But we pretty much came here to finish recording our second album. We did about half of it already back at home in Montreal. And we just figured that leaving Montreal, going somewhere else, and being out of our natural environment would really inspire creativity. It's worked so far. I started writing a new song, so at the same time we kind of want to come here and develop our market here, network a little bit. We've started contacting promoters in London, in Oxford, Newcastle, Liverpool, and finish recording and just gig as much as possible.
And just wanted to say to the listeners that this Eddie from White Room, we have already done an interview with you and your band, and I'm pretty happy that we can chat again. And just wanted to ask you, Eddie, is it harder to do the album in London, or is it harder to do it in Michigan, in Montreal? Sorry.
Well, I mean, for sure, it's easier to do it back at home. That's for sure. But when I say easier, I mean really just in terms of access to studios and the people that we know back home. However, we did bring a lot of our own equipment with us here, so we have set up our own recording environment here. Now, we were fortunate enough to have met Jessie, and Jessie, she's got her own contacts here, so through Jessie we have access to studios, to other musicians, so on and so forth. So although it is easier at home, for sure, it's not extremely hard out here in England.
So you're happy that you made this step?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I miss my family back home. I miss my girlfriend back home and my friends. But we just really felt as musicians that this was a really good thing to do, to come out here, network here, and get inspired out here outside of our natural element.
Now I'm inspiring.
Yeah, and exactly. Jessie's quite inspiring.
Yeah, she have wrote in her MySpace that you're in the first place, white room with the cap looks, with big letters.
Yeah, I know.
And do you remember that we have talking about that? I mean, we have talking about you moving away from Montreal, you know. Do you
Yeah.
remember that in the interview? So
For sure.
It's pretty strange that you have done this, you know.
Well, I mean, we try to stick to our word, and a lot of people back home thought we were a bit crazy to do this, but I honestly I don't regret it. Also the fact that we're from Canada and not from here has in fact facilitated us getting in touch with promoters. It does have this charming aspect to be a foreign band, and all of a sudden when they find out you're here, you're recording, you want to play shows out here, promoters want to work with you a bit more because it's almost like, they can tell their audience, check this out, we've got even a band from Canada on our roster. So yeah, I mean, right now I'm loving this right now. It's taken a bit longer than we expected to settle in, and I'm not gonna lie, it is a bit difficult as well. But honestly, Dimitar, these are the kind of things that just that make you mature and you really grow as a human being. So in the end, whatever happens here, if we can't develop our market here as much as we wanted to, but we can go back home with a finished record and have grown as people, I'll take that for sure.
And I just want to say more about this concert you will play together in the 24th of September.
Yes.
How did you manage to do it, and what do you think? What do you expect about it?
How did we manage to do it? Honestly, we managed to book it. A lot of the shows that we have booked, we booked when we were back home. So honestly, all through the internet. So just contacting promoters, either online, either on the phone from back home. Now, involving Jessie, for us it's just like, I mean, Jessie's an incredible musician. You should hear this girl play piano. She's incredible. So for us it's just a pleasure to be playing with different musicians, and what Jessie brings to the table as well is great in terms, she's got a great voice, so she sings with me. It opens up our songs, and also the suggestions that she's done to a few of the songs that we've rehearsed together, even lyric wise. This song that I'm working on, Addicted to Gold, I was a bit confused at the end. I wanted to change the lyrics, I couldn't figure it out, and then I kind of asked Jessie, and she was like, well, why don't you use this, and it worked. So for me, it's I guess what I'm really expecting out of this show is just making a good impression, and just seeing that we work well together, and really, I guess I don't have that many huge expectations from this show. I just hope we make a good impression, and keep going from there, for sure.
Okay, here's the stupid question: will you play together or you play separate on the show?
You mean on stage?
Yeah.
Oh no, we're gonna play together, on stage together. Yeah, but it works both ways. So Jessie's working with us on White Room material, and we're working with Jessie on Jessie Grace material as well.
Wow, that would be grand. That would be huge.
Oh, it's good. I mean, one thing that I've enjoyed a lot about working with Jessie on her material is that it's a completely different approach for me, because with White Room I've always been the lead singer. I've always been and now like the main guitarist, where like with Jessie it's her material. She's the one doing the singing, and I've taken this kind of like backup vocalist approach with her. I could focus more on my guitar playing, so even that.
It's the same like that for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's a pleasure to play with Jessie. She's a really good musician, and I love the ideas that she brings to the table, like I was saying before. So for me, I got no complaints so far, Dimitar, none whatsoever.
That's more than great. Okay, the first artist is Prince.
Ooh, sexy motherfucker.
Nice thinking. Okay, and second is Mary J. Blige.
Oh, Mary J. Blige.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I suppose I think of her song about, you know, being stuck in drama. No more drama, man. You know?
Okay. And Nirvana.
Nirvana. Ooh. Actually, I think of one of my. When you say Nirvana, I'm thinking of one of my own songs because I'm so selfish that I think it's like a tiny bit Nirvana-ish. But I just think of awesome guitars and like, you know, Kurt, bless him, rest in peace. You know.
Yeah, and you have wrote 2 times Radiohead in your info.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom. Yeah.
What about Radiohead?
Radiohead, God, I suppose I think a bit about Oxford and like playing there, and that they played there as well, and that, you know, they've written some amazing songs. You know?
And Prodigy.
Oh, I think of Firestarter when you say Prodigy. I'm a Firestarter.
Okay. And Beethoven.
Moonlight Sonata. And awesome, yeah. Playing it.
And okay, the last is Jessie Grace.
And I think of me. That girl rocks.
Cool.
Watch out, I'm coming. Me and Whiteman, we're going to take over the UK now.